Hi friends, it's Jenny, and I feel like I have been trying to avoid spoilers for this since Friday, I think it was, that Colleen got hers posted. It might have even been Thursday. I don't remember. She's in Tennessee, so she gets these fast. But I have been trying to not spoil this for myself. Usually I get my Bargain Bead Box closer to the beginning of, when everybody's getting them. So I know the title of this because that's hard to avoid the spoilers. I did watch the preview, so I have a general idea of what kinds of colors might be going into this from the few items that Lauren showed on the Facebook or the YouTube channel. But I have so far avoided seeing this whole collection until now when I'm opening it. So I'm excited to get into this. And I'm kind of leaving this here for just a minute, just, in case you are also waiting for yours. Don't worry if you are. The commitment is that they ship by the 10th, and today's the 10th. So that's just me getting impatient and feeling FOMO because I see my friends opening. I'm like, I want to open it too. So if you're in the same boat and you're trying to avoid spoilers, this is your opportunity to save this, pause this video, save it for later, and come back and watch this because I am about to open this, gush all about everything that's inside it, and I am going to be doing a quick design on the fly at the end of this video using some of the components from this collection. So you've had a minute and a half. If this auto-played and you don't want to see it, you've had your chance. I'm opening this. Okay, getting the paper out and folding it to hide the coupon code. If you are a Beadbox subscriber, you do get a 30% coupon code that is usable for 2 months on the sister store, Beadbox Bargains, and you can use it as many times as you want. Sometimes when collections or bundles are super, super discounted, that may not apply, but really it applies to almost everything, including weekly specials that are discounted, and the companion bundle when it comes out, probably in about 2 weeks, so keep your eye on that. It's usually dropping on a Friday. And Lauren does a video to reveal the contents of the companion bundle the day before. So watch the YouTube channel for when that's going to drop. But your coupon code will work on those. But I have my coupon code hidden because it is for subscribers. This is Winterberry Wishes. Natural purple gemstones, including phosphorite, aventurine, lepidolite, and a lepidolite mix with icy aquamarine in this berry-toned twist on a classic holiday motifs with copper-finished poinsettia accents. Sparkling crystals, high-quality glass pearls, and lampwork leaves complete the collection. Oh, this sounds fun. So there are 21 items. One of the things I love about Bargain Bead Box is that they do let you know on their metal if they have information. So if I see something that says LF, NF, or CF, I'll know that they're lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. And honestly, most of these things are. Like, look at all of these things that are safe for me to use. I'm not sure about the jump ring mix or if there's anything that's in a metal setting. I haven't looked to know that yet, but this is something we'll go over. If necessary, I will use the packing list because they also put little labels. Oh, it's in a purple bag. How cute! How cute! They also put labels on them, and they will include that LF, NF, CF. So I will refer to the packing list when necessary, but mostly we're just going to get into this and play. I'm not even going to do these in order, guys. I am going to organize them because on our channel, that is what we do. And I do actually have a lot of nickel-free copper jump rings, so I'm not even upset that these aren't labeled as nickel-free. They might be nickel-free. Beki will test them later, but I'm not sure that I am going to be that upset if I can't use them because I do have other ones I can use. But there are so many beads in here, guys. Oh, this is so fun. So on our channel, Beki and I do show you the contents of our what we're opening, our subscriptions or our collections that we're opening, but we also do an organizing. If I left this goodie bag in the organza pouch, I would have a hard time seeing the individual items and visualizing putting them together. So Becky has been doing this, and I do it too, because I love to organize, bead sort, that kind of thing. And I also like to just stare at my beads when I'm trying to be inspired. I want to stare at my beads, and it's so much easier in a clear container like this. This is our favorite container. It's a 15 grid organizer. The link is going to be in the description for it. It's just literally listed as our favorite organizer. And it has these little sections that can be removed to make space for, you know, larger sized beads or a large quantity of beads if they won't just fit in one well. This is the one that fits most of our subscriptions. So it's the one that we use. So here is organizing the Winterberry wishes. And since this is an organization video, that's why I'm not going in order of the list. I am going from like biggest to smallest. I'm going to set the metal aside to do last because that's just easier for me. Just grabbing all the metal. There's a lot of fun metal in this. Oh, how fun. I love these. I love these. Let me get my light kind of. This light likes to like take a nap. So hopefully this is a little bit better. And we can get everything well illuminated for you. I do have my little trusty ladybug dish to bring them up to the camera. And I did place my my camera. This device doesn't let me zoom out easily. And so this phone is placed a little bit higher. If I go off camera, I apologize. I can see, but it's difficult to see when I'm in view. So just so you know. Oh my gosh, how cool is this? Okay. Beads. I'm going to do the big beads first. These are Purple Aventurine frosted round beads. It's 7-inch strand. And like I said, this is 21 items. It's a total estimated retail value. That's what that number is that you see on here of $84.09. But you can get the subscription for $24.99, and that includes shipping in the US. So, okay, these are cool, and they look like berries. They do. They look like berries. I think those are fun. Yeah. I'm not sure if my color's showing right or not. Again, it's hard for me to see. But they are like a plum color. But they have that kind of frosted look. It's fun. I like it. Let me go ahead and snip these off. They are 10 millimeter, and that's Purple Aventurine. And she will say if something is dyed or heated. So this is the natural color of the stone. But because they are 10 millimeter, there's a chance it's a shorter strand. So I'm hoping I can fit them in this section of my organizer. I might have to do a little bit of overflow into other sections. I've got 2 more to fit. There's one and okay, so I'm not going to close this because I can't quite close it, but I can fit most of them in that section. I really like this light colored one right here. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Hang on just a second. I'm going to check. Okay, so I was trying to adjust something on my phone. I feel like the color might be a little bit off with this. This is my second device. My other one is busy doing something else right now. And so I might need to brighten this up in editing. Also, when I paused, I realized that I was recording the wrong direction. So my video is going to be all sideways. It's okay. I will rotate that before I put everything together and do this. So you won't see it, but the first few minutes were definitely recorded the wrong orientation. So we've got a couple of different 8 millimeter selections. I'm going to do the gemstones first. These are purple lepidolite, 7 inches, and they're 8 millimeter. Let me get this on the dish. So you can see that beautiful color. Oh, it's so pretty. I think that's a really pretty stone. I don't think I have any of this stone yet, but I love the kind of shimmer that it has, like this kind of latent shimmer. That is really pretty. I like that a lot. I like that very much. Very, very much. But that is a new strand for me, so I am looking forward to using that. And I'm just putting them in my container, going into that little well. And what I'll probably end up doing is taking, let's just do that light colored one because I think it's pretty and it's special. I'm moving that over because then I can close my container, and it's near the other friends, but it is the only one that is that shade in that whole strand, and I like it. I might do something unique with that. It might become part of a focal or something like that. I think it's pretty. And then other 8mm, we have Glass Pearls and Mulberry. It's 15 inches. And I don't know, like there will be more information when Lauren goes over. She'll do a post on the YouTube channel where she talks about the selections that she did and she shows everything that's in this box. She hasn't done that yet because spoilers, look for that this week. But she'll probably talk about the glass pearls that she likes to get. These are really, really great quality glass pearls. They just, there's no puckering of the color around these edges, and they're just very nice quality glass pearls. I'm not sure if these ones are done this way, but she does have some glass pearls that she likes to do, or they're faux pearls. I don't remember what category actually, but this is a lot. This is 15 inches, and I think it's really pretty. But I don't know if these are the ones that they have their coating layered on, just like how a pearl actually forms. I think that's the ones those might be the shell pearls that are made that way. These are a little bit different, but this is a beautiful, almost kind of an aubergine or eggplant color. They're not a blue purple. And I think that they're really pretty. And I love the shimmer that we get because we have some fairly matte stones right now. Like these are frosted, and these ones aren't frosted, but just their natural color is very light and frosty looking. And then we do get a little bit of like glitz and glamour. And this is a long enough strand. I've already filled up this well, and I have all of these still to go. So I'm just taking down my little barrier and tucking that in there so that I can put the rest of these pearls in here. I suspected that I would need more room for this strand, and I was right. This is why I start with the bigger beads, so I can know what is going to go where. And sometimes I move things around. Sometimes we have some roommate situations with 21 items and 15 wells. We are going to have some roommates, but it's just deciding which ones to do. Let's go for, this strand of aquamarine. So these are aquamarine. They're heated to bring out their best color, faceted cylinder beads. And it's just 5 inches, which is, looks like that is 10 cylinders for me. And it's separated by these little seed beads. I am going to take this off of the blue strand so that you can see the actual color of the aquamarine. In addition to me doing a design on the fly at the end of this, you're going to want to watch for another video from us with this box, because when Becky opens hers, she's going to go ahead and organize it offline, and because I'm doing the organizing video, and she's going to do a make. She's going to talk about what she loved most from this collection. I love the variation in these blues. Those are really pretty. So these were heated to enhance color, but they are aquamarine, and I like those. Put those right up here in this corner. Okay, and I just have these little seed beads that came off of that strand. They don't need to be with it. I'm just going to put them here at the beginning. They're just some clear seed beads. And I think my dog finally woke up. She's been doing this thing. So I have an elderly dog. She's going deaf. She has been doing this thing where she just likes to spend the day sleeping in the room where there's a constant fan going. And yes, it's November, but she likes it. I think she finds it soothing. Let's do this one. So these are 6mm aquamarine. They're also heated, and they're faceted round beads, 7 inches. And I don't know, I can take these off of the blue strand. It is affecting the color just a little bit on some of the clearer ones, but there's actually a lot of really good, see if I can get that lighting just to, oh, okay, here we go. So not this close, but right about here. That's a little bit better for the lighting. But I am going to probably keep this on its strand because it's easier with some smaller stones to, and they're not that small. These are 6mm. They look smaller. I'm going to get at my caliper and check just because I want to. But they're, let's get out my, oh, there's the button. Set to 0. Yeah, those are like 4.5. So those are mislabeled. Oh, I do remember that there was something that she did. They're like a 5mm. She said something about some things that were mislabeled. But that's okay. This may have been one of them. I'm just going to snip off this extra thread just so that it's, you know, not in my way. But I'm going to coil these up and put them with the cylinders because they're both the aquamarine. And these are really pretty. Sorry, I know that was off screen. Well, I know now because I just looked at it that section of my mat was off screen. But yeah, you may not have seen me actually measure those. They were just shy of 5mm when I went to measure them. So, but I'm going to keep them because they're a little bit smaller bead, and I don't want them to get lost. I'm going to go ahead and keep them on their strand and just put them in with these cylinders because there's room, and we can put all of our aquamarine in one place like this. Here we go. Yeah, those were not 6mm. That's okay. Then we've got these ones. These are 5.5mm English cut faceted crystal round beads in a lavender with AB. It's 10 inches. These are on the dratted really fine wire that like pokes at you. But that's okay. I will take them off and put them in my container. They come like this. It's not something that, you know, is in any way Bead Box Bargain's fault. They just come like this. It's such a pokey experience, or can be. I should find some actual real wood, not this desk that I'm sitting at. It's not really real wood to knock on. But Becky has been poked by this. In fact, recently she was, oh, okay, yeah, that one just poked me. See, I told you I should have knocked on some wood because that one actually just poked me. But she had one where it poked her and it actually like stuck in her finger. Like she lifted up to the camera and it was still sticking into her finger with a bead attached and everything. So be careful of this wire. Make sure that you dispose of it all completely. Don't have any like bits and scraps to accidentally step on or get stuck in you because it can get very painful, possibly infected. So just be careful. Be careful, friends. Like I'm doing this delicately, trying to, oh, I thought I cut through that. Trying to cut through but not leave tiny shards because, like I said, I want to dispose of it properly. There we go. But, you know, every bead is precious. Setting it over in the tissue paper that was around this when I opened it. All right. Okay. No bits of wire to stumble, accidentally hurt myself with later. We're going to avoid that. Okay, we are almost done with the beads. We've got this. Oh, these are very small. These are 3.5 by 3 crystal faceted rondelle beads in Winterberry mix. And these are beautiful and they're super tiny. They're staying on their strand. these are going to stay on their strand. And there's this kind of like soft pink and some mauves and some crystals and some darker, deeper purples. It's a very, very nice mix. And I'm leaving it on its strand, but I am snipping some of the excess wire again, just to make it a little bit easier in my box. Okay, then we've got these leaves, 20 pieces of glass leaf in slate rainbow iris, making sure I'm as close to in position as I can. But these are really pretty, and they definitely pick up those purpley tones. I like that. That iris really, really shows well on it. And they are a side drilled bead. So along the top from side to side is how those are drilled. So they'll sit one strung. I'll sit like this. I'm shifting this so that it's a little bit more like where I typically try to hold my hands. I apologize if some of my earlier content was more off screen. This is going to be a little bit easier for me. Okay. Loving those leaves. They just went everywhere. Trying to slide them off of my dish was less successful than one would think. That's okay. I'm just picking them up and putting them in my container. And you can see how I've got this so far. And again, this was the one kind of unique one from these guys, but he's going to hang out with them. He's going to be a roommate. Okay, we have some more things to open. We've got these ones. Oh, phosphosiderite. It's got to be what that one's called. That's a long name. Phosphosiderite. I think I said it right. These are 3 by 2 millimeter faceted rondelle beads. But gosh, these guys are so small. Look at how teeny tiny these guys are. I mean, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. This is a really cool stone. I don't know that I'm familiar with it. Let's see what she says about the phosphorite. If there's any additional information, but it doesn't look like it. Phosphosiderite. Yeah, nothing in here was dyed. All of the stones are natural, but the aquamarine or heated, those are the only ones that have been treated. Was the aquamarine. So this is the natural color of this stone. And it is, the retail value of this is $8 for one strand of little teeny tiny beads. And I'm not surprised, because if this is how it comes out naturally, I bet this is a really nice stone. Again, it's one that is new to me, so that's always fun, having something new. I am definitely keeping these little guys on their strand, just cutting off a little bit of the excess string and deciding who they're going to roommate with. I'm kind of leaning towards putting them in with this crystal rondelle mix. They're both rondelles. One is stone and a lot smaller, and then we've got the other mix right there. I think that's how I'm going to have that, because I need a lot of space for metals, which is really fun, especially because so many of them are safe for me to use, and I'm excited about that. This is the pen. I probably should have started with this. This is the main focal. It is a 30 by 18 millimeter amethyst teardrop pendant. I'm going to show it in the dish first, but it is really just going to look very dark there. So one of the things I like to do with any stone that is a little bit translucent is to hold it above my mat so that you can see. I don't even know if that's coming through. I hope that's coming through. I hope my preview is not what's actually recording and that you actually get to see how cool this is. I'm pulling it closer. But there's some little lines in it. It's kind of like a brownish purple near the bottom here, and then goes into a really beautiful amethyst tone at the top. Amethyst is my birthstone, and I typically have not worn a lot of amethyst because I associate it with a lot of the really paler tones, but these deeper ones I think are really pretty and can be fun to work with. So I'm going to take this pendant and I'm going to put it here in kind of a focal area. And then we've got a whole bunch of, oh wait, here we go. Almost done. We've got these two. This is Lampwork Glass Twisted Leaf Pendants in Copper Rose. They're 22 millimeter. And they are kind of carved both sides. So there's texture on both sides. So they could go either way and be really pretty. Those are very pretty leaves. I'm just going to put them in here with our main focal pendant because these are also very distinct, and they are front drilled back to front, or top drilled back to front, as is the teardrop amethyst. Okay, let's get into all of these fun things. Let's do the boring stuff first. The copper jump rings that I do need to set aside. Becky might test these, but again, I have anti-copper jump rings, so I'm not going to stress about that too much. This is whole meter. We usually get a meter of chain. This is lead-free, nickel-free, textured cable chain. It's 1 meter. It's 4x3. Oh, yeah, that is textured. That is textured. Let me get my fingers out of the way. Get this in position. And it's this anti-copper chain. I do usually like to keep the chain in the bag, but I don't necessarily need to. I'm going to go ahead and put it here so we can see it nice and easily. Just set that bag aside. I think all of these, I don't need to look at any and say, oh, I can't use these, have to wait and test them. That's actually really cool. Okay. We have some of these pine cone charms, 10 pieces of these pine cone charms. Get them on a dish. 10 pieces of those. And then we've got 6 pieces of these oval, branch patterned oval beads. Look a bit like mistletoe leaves. Trying to hold this. Yeah, so the light angles onto them. Yep, you can see that. I'm just going to put them in here with these. I don't know if I'm going to use all of these spaces. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 more things, 4 more things. 2 of these will roommate. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. I've got these. I love multi-point links. These are dotted filigree floral link. They're lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. And I love that there's links. These are the official links on either side of this. It's almost, I mean, it's floral, but it's almost a butterfly. But there's also a hole here directly below, so I can use this to connect a pendant to 2 strands. You can do other things. This is actually positioned in a way if you wanted to try to do, you'd have to alter it because it's not uniform direction, it's oblong. But you could actually make a netted necklace like what Becky and I did, but you would definitely have to modify that pattern or that design. Those are pretty cool. And then we've got, let's do these guys. These are bead caps that are actually, they're scrolled bead caps, 7 millimeter. They're lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. finding nickel-free bead caps is usually more challenging. Usually if there's something in the box I can't use, it's the bead caps. Well, and some of the focal things, but to have bead caps right from the get-go that are actually this really pretty pattern. Got this close so you can see. That does have that little scroll, like 4-pointed scroll. There we go. It's really great for me because I can use those right away, and I like that. I like that a lot. We've got a set of 6 pieces of scrolled tube bail beads. And there's 6 of them, but they have a similar pattern as those bead caps that we were just talking about, which is also mirrored if you look at this with these links. Look how well chosen that is. Great job, Lauren. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. In fact, I'm going to put these bail beads in with these connectors. I feel like they match really well. I am going to need the space for them, and they don't need a whole well all to themselves, but they're also meant for connecting things. You know, you string that on and then you can attach a dangle or a pendant to that. And then we've got, these are the bigger ones. We'll do these ones first. These are poinsettia pendants. Lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. There's 4 of these. I'm leaving one turned the wrong way so you can see this is the back. Definitely a wrong side and right side to these. And that's interesting. I ended up with these 2 are a little bit darker toned and these 2 are a little bit lighter toned. So I have a pair of them, a pair of each in that kind of variation. Put those here. And then I've got some toggle clasps, lead, nickel, and cadmium free. They're 24 by 17 millimeter. I have used this style in some other colors before. I love this in the copper, and I'm really glad that we get to use those. And then the last item that I've got here that I haven't put in, and I haven't put in the jump rings because they're just kind of extra. And like I said, I may or may not be able to use them, but I have other ones, so it's okay if I don't. These are some smaller. So we had these poinsettias that are this size. These ones, there's 2 of them, and they're 21 by 19. And they just have a different pattern to them. So this is the larger one, and there's 4 of those, and then we have these 2. So that's what we have. So it's very, it is holiday, but not, you know, red and green, not blue and silver either. There is some blue, but this is all kind of like warm and rich. This is the collection all together. I like to hold it closer so you can be reminded of all of the things that are included in this collection. And I think what I'm going to do for my design on the fly is I'm probably going to make some earrings. That's what I'm feeling for this one. So give me just for you, it'll be literally a moment. I'm going to take a minute or 2 to pull out the things that I need. If I need to grab any pins from my stash, I'll grab those pins and ear wires, and be back to design something fun here. See you soon. Okay, let's kind of play with this a little bit. I'm going to move my mat just a touch. So this is going to be my work area here. Move my box a little bit out. So I decided I'm going to do some earrings with these leaves because they're just really pretty. And they're basically the same front to back, so I don't have to worry about them twisting or turning or going a different direction. The holes are fairly close to the top. So I think that I'll be able to fit these on these jump rings. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to check to see if this size jump ring is going to work or if I need to step it up one size. I do want it on a jump ring instead of connecting it directly to my pin just so that they have a little bit more movement and sway. I don't remember the word Becky uses for it. But oh yes, this is the perfect size jump ring to fit those. Let me see what size that jump ring is, because I don't have mine labeled. And if I just found the perfect size to fit, you guys might want to know what size that is. These were not from the mix, because like I said, I'll have to test those. These are from my own supply. And I've got my caliper that I just used when I was unboxing. Here we go. And I'm just going to test, where did that other jump ring go? I'm just going to test what size that is. Try to hold it upright. Yeah, it's a 4mm jump ring. So, yep, 4mm jump ring is what will fit perfectly in there. There's still going to be some sway. There's going to be room to attach this to my pin. I'm just going to go ahead and get the other one attached right now while we're going. I use magnetic clasps a lot, so my tools get a little bit magnetized. That's what happened there. I like magnetic clasps. Not gonna lie about that. I also like toggle clasps, and I like this style of toggle clasp. They hold really well for me. I don't have them slip loose, so I'm glad that we got those. Realized that I was off camera, so I just moved up again. I don't need comments about going off camera, guys. I am aware, and I am trying to do better. This is all still fairly new to me, and I'm constantly having to change and tweak my setup because this is a temporary setup for me. So I pulled off enough of this rondelle mix to get to 4 of the little kind of pearly pink ones, because I want to tie in some more pink from this. There we go. So I've got enough to do both sides. And I am doing the, trying to remember, lepidolite. The purple lepidolite is what I'm using for a gemstone to feature here. So I'm putting on one of the pale pink rondelles, a bead cap, open side up. There's the lepidolite. I don't know if you can see how pretty that is. But they've got these little pockets of shimmer, and I just think they're so pretty. They definitely look icy. So that's what I'm putting on a pin. Now I am going to need to have parallel loops to attach my ear wire and attach my dangle. So I'm just going to hold this right here, and I'm just going to use my thumb to hold that bead in place and bend over the top like that. And then I'm going to cut this. I'm actually going to use some of my old cutters because I don't want to ding things up, but I do like the precision of having that edge and knowing right where it's going to cut. I usually use memory wire cutters when I'm cutting stronger metals because they can ding up your cutters. So make sure if you're doing that, you're using old cutters. Keep your nice new ones nice and new. And then I'm taking my round nose pliers. I didn't go over tools at the beginning, but that's okay. I'm using round nose pliers and chain nose pliers for most of this. And I'm just pinching the end in there and then rolling it towards me until the metal meets metal. And then I just make sure that that's nice and straight. Now, one thing that you can do, because I said I wanted these to be parallel so that my leaf hangs, or my leaf hangs correctly, is you want to grasp your length that you've made in one set of pliers and then get the other end in another set of pliers and then hold them like this. You see how it's not quite straight? All you have to do is do a little twist like this, and I usually take this as an opportunity to squeeze these and work hard in those loops a little bit so that they'll stay where and how I want them to be. Let's make our other link and then we'll assemble our earrings. So I'm just repeating the same process I did before: the rondelle, the cap, the lepidolite, and I might be saying that wrong, but that's what it looks like to me, is lepidolite, another bead cap, and that pretty pink rondelle. And I'm holding it so I can see the loop since I want these parallel, and then I'm folding it to the right. That's how I'm doing that. a fly has been bothering me forever. So me just reaching right there, I'm sorry guys, I committed murder. I killed this fly because it has been bugging me. It's been freaking out my dog. And now it's no more. I would say rest in peace, but you haven't left me in peace, fly, so we'll just leave it how it is. Again, these are my old cutters to cut this, and I'm cutting it down to about 1 centimeter. I think I didn't mention that when I did it before. About 1 centimeter. And then getting my round nose pliers back over here, pinching that end between the jaws, and then I roll it towards me. You do whatever is more comfortable for you. This is the positioning that I like. Okay. And then I am going to go ahead and use, because there's the loop that already existed and then there's the loop that I made. The loop I made is slightly bigger. I'm using that for the bottom where I'm attaching the dangle. So I'm just swinging that open and I am attaching my dangle and then closing it. And then there we go. Yep. And then I'm swinging open this top loop and attaching my ear wire I didn't get out of my baggie. These are some nickel-free brass ear wires that were part of another kit. I think this was actually like there was a antique copper findings pack that had a whole bunch of things in it, and it included nickel-free ear wires. And I have a nickel allergy, so having nickel-free ear wires that are spilling all over my mat is important, that being nickel-free. I actually had a reaction to something on the back of my neck this week, and I am trying to figure out what happened. I'll need to be testing some of the things. Something that I assumed was safe was not. And I have had some really bad reactions on the back of my neck in the past that took months to heal. So I'm really hoping that this one heals quickly. But I am going to be careful about what I use and go back in and test some things. We have some ideas, but I want to get information before I tell you all about it. But I might have to change how I do things in a big way if it is what we fear that it is. It means one of my go-to supplies is not actually something I can use, if that's the case. But when I do know, I will let you know. But here are our design on the fly earrings. Ah, I love those. I love those. I love those. Let me get these other beads back in the box. I don't know if I can actually get these strung back on because I only used 4 of them. And I did cut this length before I put it in there. That was silly of me. I'm just going to take these that are already loose, put them in, and then loop this back through. But I'll get everything in the box, and we'll take one last look at the Winterberry Wishes collection. So, and I did do some pretty simple earrings. There will be some more thought out designs as we continue on. I like to do a lot of my designing after I have access to the companion bundle, but I'll probably also make something prior to that. I've got some ideas already, and I love that. I love opening a box and already feeling like you've got some ideas. So this is a lot of fun. Let me move this here. Show you another real quick. Check out the things that are in here, and these guys are covering up our little gemstones. I'm going to pull them back up to the surface because again, I like to see what I'm potentially designing with so that I can know what I have options for. The pendant will probably be part of Becky and I like to do a what we call a two-for make, where after we receive the companion bundle we make 2 sets. So I'll probably save that for that. I think I might try my hand at a bracelet. I might even try knotting. I have not done that yet, and that could be a really fun thing to do, and I'm loving the color of these pearls. So anyway, those are some of my thoughts. Hopefully this you're excited about this, and that, you know, looking at these colors, and they're a little bit different. It's a little bit more regal take on the holidays with the purple and warm, rich metal tones. But I think that that's a lot of fun. And these were the earrings that we made with the lepidolite. Lepidolite. That's how I was pronouncing it. Lepidolite stones in them, and those shimmery leaves. I think those are going to be very nice. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you liked this video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Don't forget to watch for Beki making from this very soon. As always, happy beading, and don't forget to play. Bye, friends.